It was just just a decision for myself and for the people in my circle. We wanted to figure out what's going to be next for me, what's going to be best for me, and I have respect for UNC, and just grateful for giving me the opportunity to play for them. And I just believe that whatever happened through that moment was just it was for a reason what led me here. So I have no regret in being here, and I look forward to what's going to happen.
Ben, how have you changed the most on the court since being in this short time with you back coming from Carolina?
Can you repeat that?
Yeah, where have you changed the most on the court? I mean, what's different for you being with this team?
I'll say just being more explosive and just being able to play multiple positions and to be able to expand my game out to the three-pointer. I think that Coach Wade has installed that confidence and in me early on, just knowing that he knows I can do it. He's seen me do it. Even before he met me, and so he wants to be able to, have all the package in my game. And so it was something that I worked hard for in the summer, and this off season, just trying to build myself and to be prepared.
Was it weird putting that red on for the first time, or how was that transition, man?
I would say it wasn't something that I really put too much thought about. It was just something like, hey, I'm just looking at this as another opportunity, and it's going to be my last year, so I just want to make the most of it.
What's the biggest thing that stands out to you about Will Wade? I mean, the fact that he's willing to bring in Navy SEALs just for a retreat is something that not a lot of you won't see from a lot of college coaches.
I'll say just the person he is and just the connections that he has. He's a great person off the court. You want to be around him. He's a family first. He really cares about you. And, the connections that he built, the relationships that he built to be able to, to give us those resources, with the Navy guys, the NBA guys, anything you can name, he'll find a way, he'll give it to you. Just in terms of just, supporting you, just know he got your back, he wants what's best for you.
Talk about being a guy coming from the ACC and playing on an ACC team. What type of experience or expertise you can bring to this year?
Just the same type of mentality, just trying to do the best I can to impact winning, whether that's on defense or offense, being a great teammate on the bench, whatever it is, what my role is, I want to make the most of it and maximize it.
And I think the last time I talked to you was in Milwaukee. So what have the last 6 or 7 months been like for you from losing that game, from getting an elevated role with Carolina, losing that game, jumping in the portal, and then making a 30-minute trip? I'm sure it's been a whirlwind.
Yeah, I mean, it was a journey. It was definitely something that I had to take a lot of patience, a lot of conversations to have. It was just something that kind of sparked in me, sparked in my spirit. The people around me to know that we had the same common goal, which is just to be able to come back, to ACC, to win games and to put myself in that stage again, but go even further. And so. Just with them and just helping me, I'm just grateful to have them and grateful for the guys, honestly, to make me feel like I made the best decision.
And obviously you had to have conversations with Will Wade. What kind of impressions did he leave on you the first time that you talked to him to now making this transition to here?
Man of his word, somebody I can trust. I just keep it simple as that because, just something that his words, he'll never tell you anything you want to hear, and he want to make sure that your goal aligns with his goals and for the team's goal, and that's what he does.
And this team, you guys have been practicing a lot of ice there on the same thing. In what ways do you think you guys might surprise some people?
Just the way we're going to come out. I believe that everybody sees the potential talent that we have, and I believe they haven't seen us yet. What we put in the work in, the time that we put in here on and off the court. I believe that's something to surprise people. Don't think how we really be.